friends, welcome to RV Academy. I discussed about salaries. What are the various items which includes in salary, basic salary and so many allowances, perquisites. Today, let me take up one problem and work out on salaries. Just go through this problem. Mr. X is an employee in HMR Bangalore. He gives the following information for the previous year 2018-19. Basic salary 10,000 per month, DA 6,000 per month, family allowance 600 per month, city compensatory allowance 800 per month, educational allowance for two children at 350 per child, entertainment allowance 750, house rent allowance 1600 per month, but he pays 3000 per month as actual rent. Company has provided a telephone at his residence by meeting all expenses amounting to rupees 6000 for the year. Company has paid his income tax of rupees 6420 during the previous year in his taxable income. Conveyance allowance of rupees 8000 for visiting the branches fully spent. He and company contributed 14% of salary towards RPF. Interest on RPF was 15,000 at 15% per annum. Compute income from salary for the assessment year 19 and 20. Now first thing, the basic salary. Basic salary, this is a taxable column. Whatever taxable items are there, we have to write it in this particular column. So basic salary 10,000 per month comes to 1,20,000 per annum. Dearness allowance is fully taxable allowance 6,000 per month at the rate of 12, 6,000 into 12, 72,000. Family allowance is fully taxable allowance 600 per month, 12 months 7,200. City compensatory allowance fully taxable allowance 800 into 12, it comes to 9,600. Next is educational allowance. Educational allowance given by the employer is 350 per month for two children. So it comes to 8,400. But exemption, it is a partly exempted allowance. How much is exempted? Already I told you 100 per month per child for a maximum of two children. So that 100 into 12 into 2 is exempted. 2,400 is exempted. Out of 8,400, 2,400 is exempted from tax, remaining is taxable. Entertainment allowance 750 into 12. Any entertainment allowance is given. In the first instance, we should add back to the salary. We should take it as a taxable one. And deduction under section 16 subsection 2 is allowed if he is a government employee. That deductions I will tell you later. So entertainment allowance 750 per month into 12 months 9,000. House rent allowance is a partly taxable and partly exempted allowance. First I will write house rent allowance received 1,600 into 12, 19,200. There are three provisions given. What are those provisions? Least of the following is exempted. Actual HRA received, whatever is given here, that is again written back here 19,200. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. The employee paid 3,000 per month as a rent. 3,000 into 12 minus 10% of salary. 1,20,000 into 10% comes to 24,000. 3,000 into 12 minus 1,20,000 into 10%. The net answer is 24,000. 40% of salary if he is situated other than Delhi, Bombay, Chennai and Mumbai. Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. So other than this 40%. So 1,20,000 into 40%. Among these three, least is 19,200. 19,200 minus 19,200 becomes nil. Contribution to RPF. In case of recognized provident fund, any contribution made in excess of 12% is taxable. The employer has contributed 14%, it is given in the problem. 14%. he and company contributed 14% of salary towards RPF. Employee's contribution is kind of savings. It is allowed as deduction under section 80C. But employer's contribution towards the employee up to 12% is exempted. In excess of that is taxable. In other words, 2% he paid in excess. 1,20,000 into 2% comes to 2,400. Any interest on RPF, recognized provident fund, in excess of 9.5% is taxable. Up to 9.5% is exempted. In excess of that, whatever is given, that is taxable. Here, the company has given RPF, he received 15% interest from recognized provident fund. That means 5.5% in excess he received. 15 minus 9.5 comes to 5.5. He received 5.5% in excess, that comes to 5,500. 15,000 into 5.5 divided by 15. Income tax paid by the company. Income tax of the employee is paid by the company, is fully taxable. And apart from this, the company is given certain allowances and perquisites, that is called to be telephone facility. Telephone facility is completely exempted perquisite. Similarly, conveyance allowance for visiting branches, fully spent by him. Whatever allowance he received, it is spent in full. Suppose he received conveyance allowance, here it is given for visiting the branches. And suppose fully spent is given, suppose he spent 6,000, remaining 2,000 becomes taxable. But in this case, it is fully exempted. So when you add up all this, it comes to 2,38,120. That is called to be the gross salary. Salary, we have to give 3 deductions. Deduction under section 16 subsection 1, standard deduction of 40,000 rupees or the actual gross salary, whichever is least. So here 40,000 is least. So standard deduction under section 16 subsection 1. Standard deduction 16 subsection 2, that is called to be the entertainment allowance. In case of private employees, no deductions are allowed with regards to entertainment allowance. In the first instance, we have taken entertainment allowance 9,000 here. And under section 16 subsection 2, if he is a government employee, least of the following is allowed as a deduction. What are those items? Actual entertainment allowance received, rupees 5,000, 20% of basic salary. Among these 3, whichever is least is allowed as deduction only in case he is a government employee. Deduction under section 16 subsection 3, any professional tax paid by the employee is allowed as a deduction. There are 3 deductions under section 16 subsection 1, standard deduction, actual gross salary or rupees 40,000, whichever is least. Second one, entertainment allowance, 16 subsection 2, entertainment allowance provided for government employees, 20% of salary. Actual entertainment allowance received, rupees 5,000. That is the maximum amount fixed by the government. Slab 5,000, whichever is least among these 3 is allowed as deduction. Since he is a private employee, there is no deduction allowed under section 16 subsection 2. And section 16 subsection 3, professional tax paid by the employee. There is no any professional tax paid, so there is no deductions allowed. The taxable salary becomes 1,98,120. This is how we have to calculate income from salary. I'll work out one more problem on this. The taxable income from salary of Mr. Murugan, a government employee for the assessment year 19 and 20. Basic pay 1,44,000 per annum. Dearness pay 50% of basic pay. Bonus 14,400 per annum. Contribution to statutory provident fund 2,000 per month. Entertainment allowance 1,000 per month. He has been provided with a rent-free unfurnished accommodation. The value of accommodation as per government rates is 1,500 per month. The cost of furniture provided is 20,000. He has been sent for a treatment in a government hospital for his wife. The cost of treatment is 10,000, which has been reimbursed by the employer. Now, in this case, we have to see what category of employee. He is a government employee. When he is a government employee, computation is almost same. Only this deduction part I will tell you later. The basic salary received 1,44,000 fully taxable. Then dearness allowance 1,44,000 into 50% of basic pay comes to 72,000. In the first instance, add entertainment allowance to salary 1,000 into 12,000. Then later we have to allow deduction under section 16 subsection 2, that I will tell you later. Any statutory provident fund contribution made by the employer towards his employee is completely exempted from tax. No tax. It's not a taxable amount. Rent-free furnished accommodation is given. Rent-free furnished accommodation 1,500 into 12, it comes to 18,000. Add cost of furniture, 10% of cost of furniture, 20,000 into 10%, 2,000. This is one of the perquisite. Rent-free furnished accommodation or unfurnished accommodation. He has been given furnished accommodation. So first you calculate the unfurnished accommodation. 1,500 into 12, 18,000. Since he is a government employee, the rent is fixed by the government. Whatever the rate fixed by the government will be taken into account. So 1,500 into 12, 18,000. Add 10% of cost of furniture. Cost of furniture is 20,000 into 10% comes to 2,000, 20,000. Reimbursement of medical treatment given in a government hospital is exempted from tax. That already I discussed in the perquisites. So reimbursement of medical treatment in a government hospital is exempted. Now when you add up all this, gross salary 2,62,400. In the gross salary, we have to give 3 deductions. Deduction under section 16(1), that is standard deduction, gross salary or the maximum amount 40,000, whichever is less, least is 40,000. I have taken 40,000. Deduction under section 16 subsection 2 with regards to entertainment allowance applicable only for the government employee. 3 provisions are given. Least of these 3 is exempted from tax. Actual entertainment allowance received 12,000. 20% of salary, that is 1,44,000 into 20%, 28,800. Maximum limit fixed by the government is 5,000. Among these 3, 5,000 is least, 5,000 is exempted. In the first instance, I added the entertainment allowance to the salary, and in the deductions, it is allowed as deduction provided if he is a government employee. Deduction under section 16 subsection 3, professional tax paid. If any professional tax paid by the employee, we have to allow as deduction. There is no any professional tax paid. So the taxable salary comes to 222,400. 2,22,400 is a taxable salary. This is how we have to work out the income from salary. I will work out few more problems similar to this to make you understand better. Then please like, share and subscribe my video. Thank you.